Man, I'm on auto white balance. What's happening? Hey, closing crew, you are awesome. The last few videos have done really well. One in particular, the views were more than double of what I've been getting, and I'm really grateful for that. But more than that, the fact that hundreds of people watched a video that was some 20 minutes long, it just gets me excited because I love to share about YouTube video content creation, and so many things are changing. So I started this morning, I scripted out a video really going over like how to upload, settings that can help, settings that won't really help. I went into a lot of detail about test and compare, really sharing how I make my thumbnails, the percentages, how I'm learning, and how that led to those two videos that I mentioned, right? Videos that gained more views and subscribers. And what I wanted to do today is just create a really simple video and say thank you, and maybe encourage anybody that's striving to launch a channel, kickstart the channel, maybe revive a channel, which is the process that I'm in right now today as I make this, and it's crazy. Like, I'm going to look at my analytics right now, and I'm going to come into comments, and 1 hour ago from Maximum Knowledge, and he says, "Blimey, awesome to see how many." And he says, "Blimey, awesome to see how many of us closing crew members there are on this one, Brian." Exactly. Thanks for another great video. And then another comment and another closing crew, and it just goes on and on. Anybody can make it if we really honor what's most important. I do love the camera gear and the lighting, but I've started with a phone, and those videos drove serious views. And what I aim to do as I move forward is really share this system I've taught for a long time, but under this idea of you can do it 1 hour a day. And what that means is you might spend 1 hour, if you've got it, to really focus your attention as to what's most important, striving to improve your skills over time. And I believe 3 to 5 hours a week is more than enough to make it happen. The video that went 1 of 10, and doubled the views, that video was done start to finish in 75 minutes with really no script, just like this video. It was the right message, but more importantly, it was the right topic with the right packaging, with the right kind of title, and I talked about the right things. Interestingly, it's really very similar to what I talked about for the last few years, but in a new style and in a new package that's based on the wants and needs of the audience. And it's like along the way, I forgot that very thing because I became so enamored with being a creator, with creating beautiful imagery, pictures, video quality, and it's intimidating for someone. What they want is, help me do this. I'm over 40, or I'm busy, I've got a job, how can I make this happen? And the answer is still the same. So the reason I share that is that if you're stuck in a bubble, in other words, you're making videos, you're watching videos, you see other channels, but it's not happening for you, the one thing I want to encourage you to do is, number one, start paying attention to that test and compare. And this video that I'm also editing today, I'm really going into detail. I think I mentioned that in this take. I've done this video 2 or 3 times. Does that mean I'm inauthentic? If I like camera gear, does that mean I'm inauthentic? I don't think so. I just want to be me. I want to share the message that matters to me, and I want to, pass that on. I need something to do. This is what I do for a living, and I love YouTube. So it's pretty interesting in that when I started using test and compare really seriously again and again and again, what I noticed is, number one, I really focused on making thumbnails most of the time, not all the time, but I tried to be different. A different image or photo, a different background color, and most importantly, different compelling text in the actual thumbnail. And if you do that 3 times across 10 videos, you start really understanding the types of phrases and words like cheat code versus make great videos, which I talked about a little bit. You know what I mean? And then from there, that led me to publishing that video that went 1 of 10. And that opened up a whole new way for me to think about what I've always done. Because now I understand the pulse of what the closing crew, people that are watching my videos, are into. You know, and if you're new to the channel, I'm Brian. I've been a content creator, and I'm just going to pull this a little closer, for a long time. And it is a wonderful thing. And I just wanted to create this simple video today and say thank you. If you're a struggling creator, you can make it happen. Do your best to understand what is truly most important. There are 10 things that I've focused on for ages, letting go of tags and hashtags and when I should publish, but instead focusing on how can I create a thumbnail really quickly, right? Like in a few minutes. And then once I had that skill, I'm doing stuff in Canva now because they have templates, it's fast. And again, I'm gonna go through all of this in a video that'll be released soon. Feel free to subscribe if that sounds good to you. And if you're digging this, click like, and so on. But what's interesting is when I started doing that, then I got this idea for YouTube easy mode. And I thought it was just a few people, and it really is. It's not a big, huge topic that is covered by the biggest creators on the platform. Some of Nate Black, he covered it, but a lot of the creators I'm competing against, they haven't. That meant it was a bit of an opportunity, but more so, it's kind of like there is a conversation happening on YouTube and I want to be a part of it. So I created my version. You know, I didn't like watch a bunch of videos. I didn't have to. And by really focusing on what's happening in your niche and thinking about what are the topics that are doing well for creators and what is it about what they're doing versus what I'm doing. I've mentioned that so many times. And the fact is that, you know, I needed to get in the groove. And when I think about coming back to YouTube, it has been so much like it was the first time when I started. Coming back, making crazy videos, trying really absurd things, big productions, and the more I could simplify it, dumb it down, and honor the audience, and really think again and again. And I know it seems hard, but what I promise is that if you really think about this, just an hour a day, right? Like if you take those 10 things and you start really focusing on these things, you'll make improvements, and then over time, they all come together and kaboom. That's when things get really exciting here on YouTube. And I have this need to check the audio using this new wireless microphone. The audio is pretty good, but I sure like my, what do they call them? Shotgun mics. And that's, you know, what I'm going to be teaching as we move forward. So for me, it's kind of like the skills I have today based on focusing on what's most important for years allow me to go downstairs and communicate and still hold people's attention for 3, 5, 6 minutes long. And by doing that, I'm able to get the watch time that I need to make it happen. So, you know, I can go downstairs, film a video in an hour, and then the next day I can upload the video, create a few thumbnails, be done with that process in 30 minutes. You know, maybe I spend another 30 minutes editing. I kind of semi-edit. A lot of people are like, one take. That's great, but I want to be able to cut something out if something happens, if I make a mistake. I'm going to stay pretty raw, pretty natural, just like this most of the time. But again, for me, I think it's finding that balance. So do this. If you're struggling, keep on the path. Do what you can to find joy in. So if you're struggling, I want to encourage you to stay on the path, keep making videos, and do your best to find the joy in making videos for an audience, like what you want to make, what they want to watch, and move forward. And this video on the screen now can help you learn more about the algorithm, getting views, the watch time, all of it. Check out that video, and when you do, you'll feed a poodle. I'll see you on the next one. You dig?